Sonny Jim here, and so this is the third prototype. I'll give you a little rundown on what I've done here. Set it down right there. Now if you remember right, the first one curved out like this, came back towards the pilot, then came out kind of like an M shape like that. And I was able to pull in from all the way on the rear handles. I was able to actually reach forward, grab the handle, and easily pull in. That's why I designed it that way. And but then I discovered that I wasn't using the handle to pull in. I discovered I was using my heel on the base tube to pull in. And I thought, well, maybe I don't need to have this bar coming back towards me. Because, but even with the bar that came back towards me, I was reaching about 38, 37 miles per hour, pulled in. And this is on an old ragwing Super Sport. Great glider, but definitely not a speed demon. And so what I did then is I just made a bar that went straight across. And I flew with that a couple times. And on the tests, I could, and again, I was pulling in with my heel and it was effortless. And I was easily breaking 40 miles an hour on the pull in. Touched 44, 45 a couple times. So I thought, well, I might as well make this bar as far forward as I really want to go to reach full speed potential of this hang glider. This particular hang glider, when I'm fully stuffed in the prone position with a very clean harness, I'm doing just a nice steady pull in. I can hit 50. Of course, if I stall first and tuck it, I can go faster. But just on a nice steady pull in, the ragwing Super Sport, it hits around 50. That's about it. I'm hoping I can hit 50 with this bar. Let me go ahead and get in it. Now, a lot of the biggest question I've had is how's roll control? When you're flying with a straight, when you're flying over a straight base tube, your center of mass is higher. You do have a loss of roll control. Without any alterations to the base tube, I don't think this particular suprone setup would be adequate for real rock and roll thermally air, where you really have to get those wings down. You really have to have that crisp roll authority. Now what I've done is I've taken a base tube and I've rotated it downward. See, the base tube used to stick out right here. I've rotated it downward about 75 degrees. No, 60, something like that. I haven't measured it. I guessed. What this is, but I did measure on how much farther I can lower my harness now to slide over this, and I lowered my harness a full 4 inches. I think that's going to do it. So, yeah. So some people would say, well, why don't you just go under the bar? Why don't you just go supine? I can think of so many reasons. Let me start. One, I like to have a base tube underneath my bottom in a crash. It soaks up a tremendous amount of energy. Your legs are up out of harm's way. Two, you can't really do a hang check before you fly with supine. Not really. Unless you had like 4 people to lift your glider up off the ground so you could hang in a supine harness under the base tube. Where with this, hang check is the same as in prone. It's the same. You just ask someone to grab your keel and you sit in your harness and do a hang check. I like hang checks. So, let's see. Another reason why I think, well, that easy pull-in with my heel that I'm doing that is really making all of this work as far as capturing the full speed range potential of the hang glider. It's this action right here. And you can't do that when your leg's underneath the bar. it really makes it so our legs and our heel and our feet are an asset and part of the flying experience. Just like, you know, airplane pilots, they have their controls up here and they got their foot letters. Well, it's the same concept. We're now using our heel. When I flew supine, I was leaned so far back on my handles, there's no way I could reach the base tube to pull in. I actually had to climb my way forward, and as you climb your way forward on the handles, before you can even reach the base tube, your glider is walking all over the sky. The only way I got around that is actually, again, to use my feet to hook the base tube with my toe and pull forward like this and grab onto it. That's in the supine. That's going under the bar. That was awkward. I didn't like it. I didn't feel like I could instantly pull in for speed in an emergency situation, like you're coming into an LZ and you need that extra speed. I just had some coffee and I'm burping like crazy. Anyway, but you know, there's that when you need speed, you need speed. You need it now. With this setup, with the heel, I've got it now. I've got it right now. And I didn't have that ability when I was flying under, feet forward under the base tube. So let me go ahead and jump into this. And I haven't even tried this out yet, tell you the truth. So it may look awkward, it probably will. Okay. I don't really need to get into it. Yeah, a lot of people have looked at this and says, oh, that is so aerodynamically dirty. Well, yeah. That's only because of the harness I'm using. Look up Jerry Furnell, who he's retired from flying now, but he was flying supine. And he was using a very streamlined feet forward paraglider harness. And he was using it in comps in Australia and other places. And the other pilots on the end, he's flying a topless wing, very clean, and he was getting a comparable glide with guys that were on topless wings, all tricked out in the prone position. So, of course, he wasn't flying with this piece of drag right here. But of course, you know, this could be airfoil tubing. You know. So okay. Yeah. And so when for pulling in, I just use my heel. I pull forward. See, I can pull a long ways forward. And yeah, this is gonna work. I gotta pump up my left tire though. I have a flat. And I know everybody's like, oh my God, 12-inch wheels? It's the only way I could rotate this base tube down and still keep it off the ground. So again, this is a prototype. Where it goes from here, we'll find out. But I'm loving flying with it. But I haven't flown this configuration yet. But if I can get the same roll control I had in the prone position and be able to fly like this all day, you never get tired. Stay up all day. It's one of the major reasons I think paragliders are out flying hang gliders in a lot of cases. They're comfortable, you know. But like I announced probably somewhere on this video, if this actually succeeds, I'm dedicating this flight, because this will be the first time, I think, that a ragwing like this has been flown in a suprone position beyond 50 miles per hour. And so if I succeed, I'm definitely dedicating this flight to Rob Kels, who pioneered suprone flight supported it, and Trish Kells, his wife, gave me permission to dedicate this flight and video to Rob, who is a true pioneer. I personally think if he was watching the flights I've been doing, he'd have a grin from ear to ear going, oh heck yeah. I think he'd be all over it. But I only was able to meet him once. But, really great guy. So, still missed to this day. And yeah, I wanted to dedicate this to him. So I'll probably actually, you know, I'm going to play a song that I wrote and my daughter sang with me when we were up at Holden Village, which is way up in the mountains, just slammed in snow, and it turned out okay. Not a professional singer. Oh well. I don't have to pay any royalties for the music. So, but yeah. Let's see. What is catching right here? Oh, it's that. It won't do that in flight. Okay. I hope. Yeah, that's kind of what the action's going to be. And then you let it out, and away you go. This won't be dragging. It'll be inflated. Okay, later. Let's go get some airtime. This is the first sunny day we've had in the Northwest in like a month. It's been raining solid, cats and dogs. So, haven't found the cats or the dogs, but it was good to be able to set this up and see how it feels. And it feels good. Alright. Okay. Good, then we can get this tire pumped up. Later.